Cal.
You be still as a mouse in the corner and then you help me load up the trays and then come back.
My Alexandra, I never saw so Charlie. Just slowly.
I never can get my crust like this.
This coffee pitcher is a curiosity. They don't make them these days.
Can I carry it in?
If you be careful and don't drop it, set it down at the end of the table next to Miss Alexandria. Careful now, it's heavy.
Stay with us, Jean Louise.
You're mighty dressed up, Jean Louise. Where are your britches today?
Under my dress.
What you gonna be when you grow up, Jean Louise? A lawyer?
No, just a lady.
Why shoot? I thought you wanted to be a lawyer. You've already commenced going to court.
That Stephanie's a card.
That's fine. Don't you want to grow up to be a lawyer?
No, just a lady.
Well, you won't get very far until you start wearing more dresses.
What did you all study this afternoon?
Oh child, those poor marooners. Living in that jungle with nobody but James Grimes Everett. Not a white person will go near him, but that saintly James Grimes Everett. The poverty, the darkness, the immortality, nobody but James Grimes Everett knows. You know, when that church gave me that trip to the campgrounds, James Grimes Everett said to me,
Was he there, ma'am? I thought.
home on leave. James Grimes Everett said to me, he said, Miss Merriweather, you have no conception of what we were fighting over there. That's what he said to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I said to him, Mr. Everett, I said the ladies of Macomb, Alabama Methodist Episcopal Church South are behind you 100%. That's what I said to him. And you know, right then and there, I made a pledge in my heart. I said to myself, when I go home, I'm going to give a course on the Marooners and bring back James Grimes Everett's message to Macomb, and that's just what I'm doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Jean Louise, you're a fortunate girl. You live in a Christian home with Christian folks in a Christian town. Out there in James Grimes Everett's land, there's nothing but sin and squalor.
Yes, ma'am.
Sin and squalor? What was that, Gertrude?
Oh, that? Well, I always say forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Thing that church ought to do is help lead a Christian life for those children from here on out. Some of the men ought to go out there and tell that preacher to encourage her.
Excuse me, Miss Merriweather. Are y'all talking about my yellow E-Will?
Nay, no, child, that darkie's wife? Tom's wife? Tom?
Robinson, ma'am?
There's one thing I truly believe. Gertrude, but some people just don't see it my way. If we let them know we forgive them, that we've forgotten it, then this whole thing will blow over.
Miss Merriweather, we'll blow over.
Nothing, Jean Louise. That cook in Field's hands are just dissatisfied. But they're settling down now. They grumbled all day after that trial. Gertrude, I tell you there's nothing more distracting than a sulky darky. Their mouths go down to here, just ruins your day. To have one of them in the kitchen, you know what I said to my Sophie, Gertrude? I said, Sophie, you simply are not being Christian today. Jesus Christ never went around grumbling and complaining. And you know, it did her good. She took her eyes off that floor and said, "No'm, Miss Merriweather, Jesus never went around grumbling. I tell you, Gertrude, you never ought to let an opportunity go by to witness for the Lord."
Grace, it was like I was telling Brother Hudson the other day. Brother Hudson, I said, looks like we're fighting a losing battle, I said. It doesn't matter to them one bit. We can educate them till we're blue in the face. We can try till we drop to make Christians out of them. But there's no lady safe in her beds these nights. He said to me, Miss Farrell, I don't know what we're coming down here. I told him that we're certainly... I told him that was certainly a fact.
Gertrude, I tell you there's some good but misguided people in this town. Good but misguided. Folks in this town who think they're doing right. I mean, now far be it from me to say who, but some of them in this town think they're doing the right thing a while back. But all they did was stir 'em up. That's all they did. Might have looked like the right thing to do at the time. I'm sure I don't know. I didn't read in that field, but sulky, dissatisfied. I'll tell you, if my Sophie'd kept up the other day, I'd have to let her go. It's never entered that wool of hers that the only reason I keep her is because this depression's on and she needs her $1.25 every week she can get it.
His food doesn't stay going down, does it?
Maudie, I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm sure you do.
6, 2, 2, 1, 3.
Hypocrites, Mrs. Perkins. Born hypocrites. As long as we don't have that sin on our shoulders down here. People up there set 'em free, but you don't see 'em settling at the table with them. At least we don't have the deceit to say yes to 'em. You're as good as we are, but stay away from us. Down here, we say you live your way and we'll live ours. I think that woman, that Miss Roosevelt, lost her mind. Just plain lost her mind coming down from Birmingham and tried to sit with them. If I was the mayor of Birmingham, I'd...
Excuse me, ladies. Go right ahead with your meeting. Don't let me disturb you. Alexandra, could you come to the kitchen a minute? I want to borrow Calpurnia for a while. Cal, I want you to go with me to Ellen Robinson's house.
What's the matter?
Tom said. It was during their exercise period. They said he just broke into a blind raiding charge at the fence and started climbing over, right in front of them.
Didn't they try to stop him? Didn't they give him any warning?
Yes, the guards called him to stop. They fired a few shots in the air, then to kill. They got him just as he went over the fence. They said if he had 2 good arms, he'd have made it. He was moving that fast, 17 bullet holes in him. They didn't have to shoot him that much. Cal, I want you to come out with me and help me. Help.
Yes, sir.
This is the last straw, Atticus.
Depends on how you look at it. What was one Negro, more or less? Among 200 of them, he wasn't Tom to them. He was an escaping prisoner. He had such a good chance. I told him what I thought, but I couldn't, in truth, say that we had more than a good chance. I guess Tom was tired of white men's chance and preferred to take his own. Ready, Cal?
Yes, sir, Mr. French.
Then let's go.
I can't say I approve of everything he does, Maudie, but he's my brother, and I just want to know when this will end. It tears him to pieces. He doesn't show it much, but it tears him to pieces. I've seen him win. What else do they want from him, Maudie? What else?
Oh, what does who want, Alexandra?
I mean, this town. They're perfectly willing to let him do what they're too afraid to do themselves. It might lose him a nickel. They're perfectly willing to let him wreak his wrath doing what they are afraid to do. They're...
Be quiet. They'll hear you. Have you ever thought of this way, Alexandra? Whether TKAM knows it or not, or we're paying the highest tribute we can pay a man. We trust him to do right. It's that simple.
Who?
The handful of people in this town who say that fair play is not worth white only. The handful of people who say the fair trial is for everybody. Not just the handful of people when they look at a Negro, but for the Lord's kindness and the handful of people in the town with background, that's who they are. Stop that shaking. Get up, Alexander. We've left them long enough.
Do I show it?
Not at all. Are you together again, G-Movies?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, then let's go, ladies.
Oh, Mrs. Perkins. You need some more coffee? Let me get it.
Calpurnia's on our errand for a few more minutes. Grace, let me get some more. Those blueberry drinks. Did you hear what that cousin of mine did the other day? The one who likes to go fishing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mrs. Perkins. That J. Grimes Everhart is in Marty saying he
Needed to get married, so they ran.
To the beauty parlor every Saturday afternoon.
As soon as the sun goes down, he goes to bed with the...
the chickens, a crate full of sick chickens. Fred says that's what started it all. Fred says.